Hey, welcome back. In the last screencast, I showed you how you could tell Drupal, hey, I want to include more than one image for this particular content type. And so we went into structure, and then we went to content types, and then because we were editing the blueprint for the article content type, we went and we managed the fields, and we said, hey, Drupal, I want to be able to upload more than one image. And we tweaked Drupal so that Drupal will now allow us to upload up to 4 images here. We could have changed that to unlimited if we wanted to. And then what happened? Then what happened, we'll see here, is that the images got attached, but they're huge. They're way too big, really. I mean, I don't know, maybe you like them that big, but I didn't really want them to be that big. So how do we change the size of those images? Okay, there's different ways to do this, and there's certainly modules that you can install that will give you a lot more fine-grained control over this. But just to begin with, I'm going to go back to structure. I'm going to show you at a very basic level how this works. And in this case, we're not managing the fields, we're actually managing the way the content displays. So I'm going to click on Manage Display. All right, and so now we've got a bunch of different things to pay attention to. Right here, okay, we have 2 different display options currently. We have one for default, okay, which is just the way that the content will display. In this case, the content we're talking about is the article. The way this article will display just on a default level. So, if I click on the article, this is what it looks like. And then there's also this teaser view. Do you remember the word teaser? Where does teaser come from? Yeah, when an article gets pasted to the front page of your site, or maybe in an archive, then it's not the full article that appears, it's what's called a teaser. And we can actually control exactly what information does appear and doesn't appear in the teaser. But we'll get to this later. Let's actually just see what we can do about this default, because right now our images are really, really big and we'd like to change that. So what are we looking at here? Okay, well, these are all the fields that are associated with this particular content type. And if you remember from the last lesson, I talked about how fields are just they're just buckets of information, okay? And so in this case, what do we have? The field is image, and then followed by body, and then followed by tags. Okay, and so what is this doing? This is telling you the order in which all this stuff is showing up. So if I wanted to, I could reverse the order, right? I could put the tags up here, followed by the body, followed by the image, and I could go ahead and click save. And then what do you think will happen right here? I'm going to close this, and we're reloading this. Yeah, see? It just changed the order in which all these buckets of information showed up. Okay? So this is why organizing all your information, inputting information, and having your pages and your posts or your articles all saved in this database, this is why it's really handy, because you can control the order, you can change. If you decide you want to move things around, you're not cutting and pasting, you're just telling Drupal, hey, you know what, from this point forward, show the tags up at the front. Actually, let's say I don't want the tags at the front. Let's go ahead and change that. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave this right here. I'm going to open structure in a new tab over here. I'm going to move over here. I'm going to take a look at content types. Notice that when I open any of these menus in a new tab, we lose the overlay. We're not in the overlay mode anymore. That's perfectly fine. Okay, I'll just move this over here. I'm just doing this so that but the content inside here is exactly the same. Okay, so article, we're going to go to manage display, and we're managing the display of the default view. And there's a few other things. Let's say, so okay, let's move the tags. Oh, where do we want the tags to be? Maybe we want the tags to be, how about at the bottom, between the body and the images. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we'll move the tags right there. I'm going to go ahead and save that, right? And we're going to reload that, and then we can see that now, yeah, so now that's there and the tags have moved down there. Okay, cool. Getting the hang of this? All right, what else can we do? There's a few other things. Let's take a look at this stuff that says label. What is a label? Okay, well, what are the options? We've got above, inline, and hidden. Okay, let's take a look. Tags above. What if we change this to inline? I want to show you what happens. I'm changing this to inline. Okay, the tags label will get changed to inline. Let's save that. Okay, and now when we go to the other page, I'm going to reload this, but before I reload this, I want you to pay attention to something. I want you to see right here where it says tags and band members. Keep an eye on that. I'm going to reload this, see what happens. Okay, what just happened there? So now everything's on the same line. So what can you deduce from this? What does inline mean? Inline means put the label on the same line as the content, whereas above means just put the label on the line above. Okay, and the label is simply the name of the field or the name of the bucket. Okay, and how come we don't have labels on this or on these images right here? Well, because we selected hidden. And that makes sense, right? We probably don't need something that says, here's the body text. Like, no, right? We don't, people know that, okay? Same images right here. Again, people generally don't need, an indicator that says, hey, here is an image. No, they can see that that's an image. So this works fine. Okay, so that's cool. So now we know how that works. What else is there? Okay, there's these formats here. What are these formats? We'll come back and look at the formats that are available for the body, okay, as well as for the tags. We'll look at this some other time, or if you want to, just go ahead and experiment with this on your own and you'll see what the different options are. The reason we came here, though, is because we weren't happy with the size of the images. We wanted the images to be smaller. So let's take a look at the formats here. Format here, okay, this is interesting. I have two choices. I've got image or hidden. Well, hidden isn't going to do us any good. We don't want to hide the images, so the only choice we have here is image. So last but not least, what other option do we have? Well, on the image line here, we have what appears to be kind of a gears or a settings icon right here. And over here, we have image style large. Yeah, I know it's large. It's way too large. I don't want it large like that. What if we want to change the size of it? Let's see what happens when we click on this. We get a little contextual menu that pops up. And what do you think here? Check it out. Wow, exactly. We have different options. We could link to the original image. And by the way, I'm not going to do that because I happen to know these images are way too big. Okay, I could link to a thumbnail, I could link to a medium size image, or I could display a large image. Which one do I want? Let's try medium. Let's see what that's like. And look, we even have other options here. We could actually link the image to something. We could link it to nothing, we could link it to content, or we could link it to a file. Let's just keep it linking to nothing for now, but let's go ahead and click update. Okay, and so this has been changed to medium. Let's reload this. And oh, did that change? What happened? Did that actually change? Let's go ahead and click save here. I think I did click save. What do I need to do? I change that. And what's going on here? I think that these images, there we go. So maybe I just didn't click save, or quite possibly they were just cached. Okay, when stuff like that happens, don't be afraid to just go back, save again. Okay, if that hadn't worked, I probably would have gone to performance, cleared my caches, etc. See, sometimes Drupal acts a little funky, but that's just Drupal keeping you on your toes. Okay, there we go. These images are a bit smaller. That's cool. What if we wanted them? Let's try out those thumbnails. Let's see how big the thumbnails are. All right, I'm going to go here, click to thumbnail. I'll go ahead and click update here. All right, and now I need to click save. I think last time I didn't click save. That was probably the problem. Let's go ahead and hit reload here, and we should have them be even smaller now. There we go. They're even smaller. I think those are maybe a little too small, so let's maybe bring them back to medium. Okay, and you might be thinking, how is Drupal deciding what size is medium, and how big is medium, and how big is thumbnail, and blah blah blah. There's actually a setting and configurations that determines that, and you can go ahead and create new custom sizes if you want to. But that's probably a topic for another day. But there we go. We've just changed all those. Okay, that size I'm a little happier with. What if I wanted these not to be one under the other like that? What if I wanted to reorganize them? Believe it or not, there's other modules that let you do that. But that's, again, a little bit beyond the scope of today's screencast. For the time being, though, you just learned a lot. You learned how to change the way information displays. You learned a way to easily change the size of each of these images. Whew, that's a lot to deal with. So why don't I let you play around with that for the time being. Bear in mind that, yeah, there's a lot more you can do in terms of changing the order of these and the location of everything. But you need to get used to doing this first. You need to sort of become an expert at using the existing tools before you start adding new tools on top of that. So get really good at this. And if you've got time, go ahead and play around with the teaser and see how that's different. You'll see that here we've got a different set of fields, and this we've got the summary or trimmed. What does that mean? Well, go ahead and play around with that and see, and go view the teaser and see what it looks like when you look at this in teaser format. Okay, and if you want to see it in teaser format, by the way, if I just click on here, this is an example of a teaser right here. This is a teaser. Any archive on your Drupal site will just appear, will just show your site as a teaser. Okay, I think that's plenty to digest right now. I'm going to leave it like that for the time being. I hope that was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.